Hey guys, it's Matt. I hope I can remember to do this maybe once a month. It'll be fun. At the end of the week, Crack a Cold One Hodgepodge Show. I collect a lot of stuff during the month. People send me a lot of interesting things, some of which I show you for the Notnilc image show. But we should just do this more often. Crack a cold one. We've been beaten up all week. We deserve a break today. End of the week Hodgepodge Show. Starting off with a really cool poster series from Bill. I'm going to go away from this pretty soon, but we'll come back to it later, or I'll do a dedicated video based on this poster series from Bill about what potentially went through our minds. I have no other way to talk about it. What went through our heads spiritually when we agreed to incarnate into this place. It's like the last conversation before you were born type thing. You know, did we as spiritual beings or a little aspect of higher self walk into something like that? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Bill has several versions of this, and there's some others that Bill sent me that I haven't shown you. So I'm going to go away from this pretty soon, but this is probably a whole dedicated video. Did we agree to come here? It's really a fun topic because it really triggers a lot of people. Oh God, man, I would have never agreed to take that trauma and that pain and suffering. I love this type of debate, and this poster series from Bill is perfect for that. Do you think we walked into something like that before our spirit went into our mother's womb? Probably, or it's probably much worse. Let's jump right in with our first stalled century element from the You Crack a Cold One End of the Week Hodgepodge Show. I cry on your shoulder, you cry on mine. This I just captured today. I was doing my Yahoo Mail, and they have the ads off to the right, of course, and something got my attention. I went, what? Shop Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle items. But this shit was around when I was a little kid. Wait a second. What's going on here? It's over. Is it around 45 years old? 45 years old. This is a current ad from Target. This is what of all the ads of all the gin joints in all the world, Target's pushing. It's okay. It's stalled century and then some. This would be like, I thought of a funny analogy. This would be like me going into, we had Kitty City when I was a kid. It was the greatest thing in the world to go. It was like Toys R Us prior to Toys R Us. That's how old I am. It was this warehouse of things. My mother would take me maybe once a year, and I could buy one or two things. But it would be like going into Kitty City, and there's like a half an aisle on Shop Wizard of Oz plastic action figures. And to me, growing up, like, that old shit. I don't want no Toto doll. I don't want no Dorothy action. That would be the same kind of jump back in time. I don't want no Wicked Witch of the West crap. That was crap to me. Was the Transformers when I was a kid. I might be too old for even that. But it should be the same to young kids today. They say, "What's this old shit?" I don't get it. It's just stalled century. And for those that are new, the Notnilc uses stalled century items to remind or to have everybody think that the past has not changed and the old world still exists, while everything in the new reality is changing right from under our feet. And this image was also captured by me today, and the subtitle should be "Make It Stop." I went into the Target the other day, and the gigantic poster of one of the models in the shampoo section covering her right eye actually went away, but then it was replaced by another poster a few aisles down but facing a different direction of another model with another cosmetic item covering her right eye. And it's not just cosmetic items, folks. That's just a theme here. The subtitle should be "Make It Stop." I mean, let's take the first grade truthers and take them by the hand right now and take them out behind the shed. No, the secret societies didn't make no phone call, and the photographer was a Freemason. He said, "Belinda, honey, Belinda." The model's named Belinda. I don't know her. But Belinda, honey, we've done everything with the product short of shoving it up the you-know-what, and we can't show that. Take it and put it in front of your right eye. I don't want to do that. Take it and put it in front of your right eye. Why? Why do you always ask that? It doesn't happen that way. It's just a fun shoot. Photographer ain't no 30 whatever degree Freemason. Belinda ain't no 30 something. No secret society made no phone call. It just happens. It's part of the frequency and the download and the ship of fool's resonance of this reality. Sorry, first grade truthers. No, the Rosicrucians didn't make no phone call to the Belinda's photographer and tell her to do this so they could get off on it. Nope, that's not how this reality works. I'm sorry, I forgot who sent this to me and told me about this. I had no idea. This is Neil Patrick Harris, who starred in the newest Matrix movie. They're actually supposedly coming out with a Matrix 5 in a year or two. He was the new architect, and to the premiere, he wore a emerald green and magenta suit. Now, if anybody is new here, we started noticing the pairing of the magenta with the emerald green, oh boy, probably about 4 years ago. I made several videos about how they push the emerald green. Steffers and her bloggers started talking about what the magenta may mean to these creeps. Then we started noticing the pairing. I'm not going to get into it now because it's a long and dedicated video as to what each represents to me and what some of your theories are on what each represents. But to go back to the basics, we're not going to spend too much time on each segment here. Going back to the basics, we noticed that the pairing of the emerald green with the magenta was very, very important to the creeps. It was esoteric and occult and all those stupid terms. The Matrix, the most important movie, or at least top 5, of course, to the Notnilc creep class is the Matrix. It's still being analyzed today, all the potential symbolism. And for the new architect of Matrix 4 to show up in emerald green, blending into the magenta, just like the original Chat GPT logo, we'll do a dedicated video in a week or two as to what this potentially means to the creeps. If anybody's like, Matt, okay, it's the old world of the analog, the emerald green, that's the heart chakra color, being replaced by the new digital or false world represented by the magenta. The magenta is pushed by the creeps. It's also a symptom of a world becoming more and more fake and more false and moving towards the digital every week. A real world, it was never real, but the best way to describe what's going on now, a real world is being replaced by a false world. What we knew of as the real world, if you're over age 40, the old century, that might not have been very real either. That might not have been original reality either. That might be reality 1000. Whatever that was, though, is being replaced by another version, a very, very sinister digital version that's represented, in my opinion, by the magenta. And who in their right mind would ever wear a suit like that unless they forced you to? Remember that it brings back that scene in Django. And I can't say certain things, but Patina show Django all the pretty things here on Big Daddy's ranch. And she says, that's what Big Daddy keeps his squirrels, poor little squirrels. She says, your blank, 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 picks your clothes out for you, right, Django? And Django says, didn't you hear what she said? I'm a free man, Django says. And she says, Patina says, so you choose to dress like that? I'm sorry, it took too long. He's wearing that the ridiculous blue suit in Django Unchained. There's even Neil Patrick Harris. We know a little bit about him. Even he wouldn't choose to wear that suit unless his Notnilc masters made him. I wish I was at the red carpet behind the yellow tape. I could say, Neil Patrick Harris, you chose to dress like that? Matt, what is this? These are headlines, Matt. In the end of the week show, Crack a Cold One, we have to do at least a few minutes of headlines just to stay on top of the false presentations that they're making. And there's a lot of funny stuff here. I know Michael said to avoid it, but I'm taking the brunt of its negative energy. I promise 4 minutes or less. Top left. Travelers face Friday rush and unpredictable airport wait times as TSA officers go unpaid. That's right. If you're going to the airport tonight, the ones that wear the blue outfits, you chose to dress like that, the blue T-shirts and blue button-up shirts, they're going unpaid. Now, it's part of a false and fake, it's a partial government shutdown. I almost wanted to keep saying temporary. No, they're all temporary. This one's called a partial government shutdown. So let me get this straight. You're running a war, and you can pay for that, but you can't pay the people that work at the airport. Oh my God! Now Pam, of course, just went off to Puerto Rico, and that's why I have Gouda. That's no problem. I mean, she doesn't care. I wish I could have 1/10 of the not worrying about this. Pam and the iPhone and the phone and the Facebook. In terms of all the things that I stress out about and our type of person stresses out about, this is our part to the work. She's so carefree. You do know that Pam, you might want to, and I'm really talking to her about this recitatively. Are you still going to go to Puerto Rico? You could get stuck down there. She says, I don't care. Maybe if I get stuck down there for a few more days, it's a few more days of vacation, and I can justify it to my boss. I'd be down there completely stressed out that I wasn't going to be able to get back. It's just look. That might not be you. It's me. Part of my part to the work is to try to be a little bit more easygoing. I'm very honest and upfront with my issues. Let's just say that I have to work on tracking current TSA wait times at select major airports. I'd be getting to the airport 5 hours ahead of time. Pam, people like that just don't care. I wish I was more like that in this sense. Oil rises to $110 per barrel as strikes Iran during Persian New Year. Those sons of bitches, they did it to them during the Persian New Year. The one day they should let them have off. Oh, gosh. It's all, anybody new wandering in from Skokie, it's all part of the act. It's all a one world system. Let's just get through this. Analysts warn the war could keep prices high for years. For fucking years? Years? Oh my. We talked, remember some of the oil price videos recently? And not just to collect the information for the AI digital twin simulation, but to test other things in terms of pushing up oil prices so they can feed all that information into the digital twin Whopper supercomputer simulation that has a little version of you running around right now naked inside its digital twin. And it's going to predict what you're going to do next Tuesday before you do it. For years, it could affect, come on, the Strait of Hormuz is effectively shut. Oh, sure. Yeah. Me, you, Greg, and book us into the room. We could, the assets, the military assets the United States has is mind-boggling. In just a few hours, we could clear out any threat that existed, fake, real, or both or other. The camels piling up on the desert dunes on the other side. We could have all that cleared out. The guns of Aqaba. It's just a few hours. Open the strait up. But people around us think this is real. It's our biggest frustration. I can't even, it's so pathetic, I can't even joke about it anymore. Analysis, how the Trump administration could be hurting is already damaged brand. It couldn't be any more damaged unless there's this little group. All the conservatives are taught right back to Glenn Beck 15 years ago, be big supporters of Israel. All the hardcore conservatives were taught by all the talk radio frauds to be big. So we need to support Israel. They're there by the... Give me a break. Give me a break. How pathetic. Cracks emerge in GOP over... Okay, blah, blah, blah. 4 things to know about Friday's March Madness action. Another thing destroyed and ruined. I watched one college basketball game in the last year, and they were talking about transfers, just like they do during college football. Oh, this Kentucky transfer, he's really helping out Miami of Ohio. I mean, it's like, and many of them are paid, or all the big stars are paid, not just by the university, because you can't do for the football team that you're not going to do for the basketball team. So you know what that leads to. An endless Pandora's box of bullshit. You'll have the girls' softball team. Where's my payment? We got to get paid, you motherfuckers. Or the men's fencing team. All the bullshit. Oh, Matthew's picking on the women again. All the bullshit that nobody... there's really 2 sports in college sports. 2 sports in college that people, or university, that people care about, that, gets TV time and people actually tune into: college basketball and college football. Everything else is a drain on the university. But because of fairness and Title IX and equalness, they'll have, all the 2-bit little sports will get some sort of payment. You watch, it's coming. We can just sniff what the Notnilc's going to do. Notnilc, we have a version of our digital twin with your bullshit. We know what you're going to do before you do it. And we don't even have a little Radio Shack supercomputer. We have it in our minds. We know what you're going to do. We don't have to run it inside of a supercomputer. You're so predictable, pathetic. Now, as you can see, my video's up top from a while back. Wanted to just point out the video 2 down from mine. This is what pure evil looks like, and I don't know the video. It has 925,000 views, but for some reason, the dude's face is magenta. He has is there a magenta hue of makeup, or Maybelline, or what is it, L'Oreal New York and L'Oreal Paris and whatever, Notnilc Paris or whatever? Is he using a certain hue? And maybe where's the magenta makeup, Matt. That's coming. Yeah, that'll be coming soon. But first off, I'm kind of always irritated when it shows me my own videos off to the right. I say to it out loud, do you realize that it's me that made the video? Why do I want to click on, I made the video, don't show me. And it does it more than anything for Stove Advice. At Stove Advice, it shows I'm trying to get a certain, find a certain Russian builder, and that I'm just clicking around trying to look for his stuff because I don't subscribe to too many channels at Stove Advice, and it shows me my own stuff. It shows me my own builds, and I built that. I don't need to watch a video on it. Sorry. So this is what pure evil looks like, and it just out of the blue. The face, the thumbnail face has to be magenta. Is anybody surprised? Me neither. Jeff sent me a series of pictures from some place that he visited. This particularly got my attention. Build it and they will come. Right now, I have to look at the other images. I forget exactly what Jeff was sending me, but this, of course, is for those that are Mandela affected. This is an anchor effect for me. This sort of thing, the residuals always get my attention. With hundreds of different places, it says, build it and they will come. When it's, of course, build it and he will come. If you build it, he will come. Before reality changed, it was if you build it, they will come. Matt, if you continue on this Mandela effect topic, I'm leaving. Go ahead. Take your ball and go home. I'm going to do another minute or two, which means 5. No, it'll be short. These residuals all over the place, to me, even if I wasn't anchor affected, it proves the Mandela effect. Because for certain ones, there's no way so many people are making the same mistakes over and over again via the residuals. So I'm saying even if you're not affected, meaning I remember plain as day that if you build it, they will come. I remember it clearly. Well, memories, Matt, confabulation. Do you know your mother's maiden name? Do you if it changed to Smith, would you think that's strange, or you think you just misremembered? It's that clear, is what I'm saying. Do you remember your mother's first name? It's that clear. If it changed to Judy, you hopefully would think something's not quite right with reality. Okay, it's that clear when we have an anchor effect. It's not misconfabulation. No, it's clearly if you build it, they will come. But the point is, how many hundreds and hundreds of residuals does there need to be before anybody will give it any credibility that's not Mandela affected? Here's another classic poster from Bill. I'm going to go away from it in a few minutes, but definitely come back to it very soon in a future video. Believe the slogan on the left there is a reference to the Days of Our Lives soap opera, I believe. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the Notnilc in our lives. Yeah, it's coming back to me. That's got to be Days of Our Lives. I watched all of them when I was in high school. We didn't have anything else to watch to learn how men are supposed to interact with women. We literally tried to learn things about romance and stuff. We didn't realize that was the wrong gender to be spending time with. We didn't know what the world would become. I should have watched more NFL football, guys on guys, like the sands through the hourglass, or the Notnilc in our lives. I did look up how old the Days of Our Lives soap opera is. It goes back to 1965 with 15,000 episodes. 15,000 episodes. Can you say it into the Comcast remote? Comcast, stream Days of Our Lives. Maybe it's a few years from now. It says, what year would you like to start with? The original. So let's start with the first episode in 1965. Calculating streaming time. If you're watching continuously, it'll take 18 years to get through all this. That's good. There's nothing else to watch. So let's go. He's intermixed the Notnilc real creeps in with horror characters from movies. So starting at the top, of course, Hannibal Lecter. Then it is Jack from, I almost said Silence of the Lambs, but that's Hannibal. It's The Shining, of course. Then it's Jason. Then the worst of the bunch so far, Hillary Rodham Clinton. Then George Soros. Little George! Hey, who let you out of the mailroom? Then Elon Musk, anagram Lone Scum. Then David Bowie, who's probably still on his island. Then Barack Obama as Pinhead, I believe there. Yeah. Well, he's a more gentle creep. Then Caitlyn. And then Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, then Freddy Krueger, and Michael Myers from Halloween. Not Mike Myers, who did Austin Powers, Michael Myers, who did Halloween. And you could swap out any politician for any one of those, in this case, fictional horror characters. And if the horror character was real, they would serve the people better than the elected politician did. This is an older image I had on my computer. Rod Stewart and the other geriatrics probably came to Philadelphia July 12th of 25. But it got me thinking when I saw this. I bet if I go check and see who's coming to Philadelphia soon, there'll be another, let's just say, to put it kindly, act from the past. Act from the past century? No, perhaps the 1800s. They never go away. This is so Notnilc. It's part of a stalled century. They can never stop in the same old excuse. They don't want to give up the fame. No, that's not it. So I didn't plan this. I just said, who recently is coming to, Philadelphia? That's going to be one of these old acts that should have probably packed it up in the 70s. And look what I found. This was surprising to even me. I searched the most current concerts coming to the Philadelphia area just to see how far down in the list I would need to go for somebody performing in their 70s or 80s or one of these old bands from this 1980s. And I didn't have to go far, just 2 down. Tonight in Glenside, PA, that's down by Abington at the Keswick Theater, Engelbert Humperdinck. And I went, wait a second. No way, man. This guy's got to be close to 100. Let's look at the Wikipedia. No way. I'm reading under the picture now. Born under the name Arnold George Dorsey, changed his name to Engelbert Humperdinck. The date of birth, 1936, folks. May 2nd, 1936, age 89. Playing tonight, if anybody wants to meet me there, at the Keswick Theater in Glenside. Hey, Engelbert, are you going to be able to make it through the concert? I got some lovely ladies here if you can make it through, you old bastard. Adding this back in quickly, I just noticed it as I was going away from this topic. His shirt is white, but of course it has the magenta hue on a white shirt because of the lighting. Like 1/3 or a quarter of all the lighting, if you go back and look at old concerts 20, 30, 40 years ago, and the camera pans up, it's 1 out of 3 or 1 out of sometimes half. The lights are magenta. And Jeff and I and other researchers may say that these magenta lights exist in the old video, where if you were at the original concert, they did not exist. They were white and other colors. Stew on that. Wait a second, I'm back here. I can't leave this just yet. Something just hit me. So if you were born, let me get this straight. This guy's originally from Davenport. If he was born Arnold Dorsey, he changed his name to Engelbert Humperdinck? Hey, wait a second, it should be the opposite. If you're born Engelbert Humperdinck, you change your name, now performing Arnold Dorsey. He did it in the opposite. He changed his name, it's just back to Patina and Django Unchained. Patina would say, you mean you wanted to take that name? You mean your manager actually suggested that? It's got to be reversed. It's got to be reversed. He was born Engelbert Humperdinck, but he doesn't perform as Arnold Dorsey. Everybody knows him as Humperdinck. This makes no sense. Remember about 2 weeks ago at freevoice.io, we looked at the bullshit that the History Channel was passing off or trying to present about the treasure of the Knights Templar. I just came upon this image. It's too funny. We've got to talk about it for another minute. I'm not sure I showed you this in the video 2 weeks ago. The History Channel actually has the balls and the gall to depict the Knights Templar carrying the treasure out of Jerusalem and right around the street down the street from the Temple Mount, carrying it back to Europe. You mean you want to dress like that? If they had the damn Holy Grail in there, you think wouldn't they kind of put on some different outfits or something? They would pretend they're just peasants and are you the Knights Templar carrying the treasure back to Europe through my field? Why would you think that? Because of the big crosses all over and your shields and your swords? What they would do is they would either dress as peasants and they would have a bunch of rotten fish and rotten fruit in the back so nobody would mess with them, or they'd be Akeem and Simi and just say, we're not the Knights Templar carrying the treasure back to Europe, we're just poor African students. They wouldn't be, look at this, they're just announcing to everybody, every Amish farmer would come running out with pitchforks and says, here's the Knights Templar carrying the treasure back, get him! And I'll close with a few minutes of this nonsense from the BBC. Look at the bottom left. Norway's crown princess breaks silence, claiming she was manipulated and deceived by Eppensteinersteiner, crown princess of... He knew everybody. He was connected to everybody. I mean, come on. It's mind boggling, guys. I'm not going to say the same old things. Let's just go to the main headline. Live. Trump calls NATO allies cowards, saying it would be easy for them to help open the Strait of Hormuz. Right. Well, it would be easy for the United States, just with, say, one aircraft carrier, one carrier group, not even the other 12 that the United States owns or whatever. Are they sailing around the Philippines for no reason? It would be easy for the United States by itself. Give some of the hardware over to me, you, and Greg, and book us into the room, and we could do it ourselves. Guys, I guess I'll just close with this. You cry on my shoulder, I cry on yours. The United States has the capability of opening the Strait of Hormuz in about 15 minutes. How come nobody can see through this? And there's no way Eppenstein or Steiner knew everybody on Earth, and somehow he tied them all into his web. Oh, boy. Okay, guys, I guess I'll wrap it up and end it there. I hope you like the format, the grab a beer, end of the week hodgepodge show, because I've been beaten up all week, as you have, and we need to cry on each other's shoulders from time to time. But this isn't really that much different than the Fish in a Barrel reality show or anything else. Matt, just slapping a different name on something and doing the same old thing doesn't make it any different. I don't know. I try to create reality as a half page. I try to create as much variety here as I can. So, guys, thanks for being here as usual, and I will see you soon.